Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. You see where we are again, city of Shamokin. We're right here at the beginning of Route 61. We're going to take a look around in this little general neighborhood right here and see what we can find in Blighted properties. Maybe we'll find some good properties too. We'll highlight both the good and the bad in this series. So I know it says it's a Blighted tour, but at the same time, there is good positive things going on in this city. I got Ralph with me today, so let's take a look and see what we can find. Let's crack on, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I have found a building right away that we're going to take a look at. This one is also a Blighted building. Looks like you can see it as you're coming in the city of Shamokin. Obviously, this is the way you come in. And down that way is where we started. So I came up, walked up this way. We did these buildings in this neighborhood down through here. So I figured we'd go up this way today, because this looks like something that would catch my interest. But this really did right away. So we're going to take a look around right now and see from across the street, really. You can see a lot of bad things happening. You see the windows are missing up there. A lot of rot on the wood, a lot of stuff missing on the porch. Two doors there, so it means it must have been two different addresses. Then we have a basement access down there, an overgrown yard there. It looks like something like that over there as well. That is a beautiful overlook shot right there. I really like the drone up right here, but there's a lot of power lines and a lot of hazards. But anyways, we're gonna crack on, go across the street. Very beautiful place right next to it. Looks really nice with the stone wall and the brownstone that all matches. But they sit right next to this here. It's like an overgrown yard. Little porch area in the back there. The siding don't look too bad. Chimney looks intact up there. There's a big antenna on it. That tree looked like it'd be thorny. So as we approach, paint peeling, and we can get a first glimpse of what it's like to approach up here. So it goes up one way, or you can go up another way. Doesn't look too good. There is a meter of a little bit of power going there, so I don't know what the deal is with that. So the building has at least a meter. Not saying there's power inside of the building, but at least up to the meter there's some power. So that's a concern, I imagine. I've never seen any lights on this one. But yeah, you can see the wood fell off right there, rotting away here. The decking boards look pretty warped and rotten as well. Still don't know what it looks like up above that. So let's go look. Oh, look, an old coal chute. We used to dump coal in through those. I wonder if that opens actually. It does. You see it's a collapsed in area in there. But anyways, there's a sign right there for a home for sale. It's a stone foundation. Looks like the mortar's been replaced over the years. Real briary, thorny bushes, trees growing up through the yard. So you really can't see much going on. The siding is covering up pretty well whatever could be there. Gutters all fell down right there, as you see. And it doesn't look like it's in danger of structural collapse, but back through there, I don't know if you can see that as well, but like something wrong with the foundation right there, or that's, I don't know. Hard to see, like I said, from here, so I'm not going to say it's structurally unsound yet. Really not much more of the building I can see from outside on the public land. That might be an apple tree, it looks like right there. I'm not 100% sure there, but it looks like maybe those are apples up in there. But there we go. We can see the roof a little bit here. It doesn't look like it's in the best of shape, but it doesn't look like it's caving in either. So hard to tell until we get maybe up on an upper street. We can maybe overlook to see it that way. But then again, there's a beautiful home right next to it, and then another property right there. Again, that view. This keeps getting better and better and better of the city. I can see City Hall from here. Anyways, let's crack on. So this looks to be vacant as well. Very nice style. I love this style of building here. Reminds me of Harrisburg. We have a lot of that in Harrisburg. But you can see it had a nice architect at one point, and probably a porch that steps that came down somewhere. Nice solid brick building actually. A little mess over here though of power lines. If you look at this, I don't know what this heaping mess is right here. That was the meter at one point. Yes, that's what that was. And some wooden steps that don't look too much like they're in great shape. Window was busted and sealed. I can see daylight through there, so that must mean there's some structural collapse somewhere in there. Just like an old building, really just needs a little tender loving care. Let's see what else is here. Traffic cone of some sort. This whole area back here is boarded up with plywood. Not sure why that is. As we look a little bit farther up, you see how the bricks are coming out up here. All that, this is all boarded up, so something happened here. Looks like some openings up there on the top as well. Not sure what the roof looks like. Like I said, we can get to a higher elevation, probably take a look. Sorry, let's zoom back out. But very interesting to see that. Like I said, it looks like this part right here is in bad shape. So let's go see it a little better. The roof is caved in up here real bad. So yeah, that looks like a complete loss of a structure there. Once you lose the roof, you lose the rest of the building. It's pretty much a loss. We got someone building down there. I can't look that direction. But it didn't take us long to find another building. It definitely didn't. Right here's another one. But we're not going to get too into that because attached to it is someone that's living in it. So we're just going to keep on moving on. Because there are some better looking properties like this one here. Looks like this needs a little bit of siding finished on that, and that'll look real great. This one looks awesome as well. Really like that one there. Like I said, they do look nice around here too. I mean, up through here is a really nice neighborhood. There's a nice blue one. Before we go look at that, this caught my eye real quick. I forgot this even happened up here. Years and years later, this is still sitting here. Or seems like it's been years. And it's a sad truth when these things happen like this. They sit here like this forever sometimes until they collapse or the city gets tired of it and something has to be done at some point. You see, it is very unstable, very dangerous to have this sitting here like this. Very charred up building. Oh, look at that, you can see right on it. You can see right through on the inside. See, it looks really bad. Not worth saving, I do say. See, the meters are all gone, so there's no power. But you can see right in through this door here, so we won't step inside, but you can see this is the sad truth of what happens to these buildings when you have a fire. Looks like it's collapsing right there. It's bowed. If that's real brick, it's bowed real bad. But yeah, sad situation here. Right across from some really nice homes too. Sad that they have to sit here and see this and smell this throughout the summer. So yeah, lots of collapse done in here. As we were looking at the house for sale, so I got distracted by that other burned up one. That's actually really nice looking there. Older style, nice paint job done to it. But that's okay if you want to live on a steep hill. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but that is a steep hill. Very steep. You can see, I'll hold the camera straight. That's a steep incline, ain't it? And it gets, there's ice right there. I about almost lost it. But it goes up and around yet. So we're gonna go up in these neighborhoods and check out some more stuff. I'm gonna start going back down the hill. I walked up and around all kinds of ways, and it looks actually pretty nice up through here. This house right here particularly sticks out, really nice looking. Love it. Like I said, there are some beautiful looking properties in the city mixed in with some blighted properties. So I want to showcase that each neighborhood has its own blight and also good looking stuff, in other words. Lots of history around here. So like I said, there's some good stuff, there's some bad stuff mixed in between. Kind of want to see both sides of the story. So let's crack on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back where we started along Route 61 today. While we take our tour straight on in and through. This is one of the buildings we're going to stop and look at right here, as a matter of fact. Right next to the Sunbury Street Park. There's a stop work order on this building right here, directly in front of us. Wait till you see what this building looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Right next to a beautiful park. Step back and look at this mess. No windows whatsoever on the second and third floor right here in the front of the building either. Looks like the paint chipping off here. That's just lovely, ain't it? No electric whatsoever hooked up. You can see all 3 meters are disconnected. So that tells me there might have been 3 different properties on this, 3 different apartment buildings. But it's right next to this park here where kids and alike come to play. Why, traffic's clear. Let's run across the street. That doesn't always happen. Yeah. Wash the ice. But there it is. Connected to someone that's occupied, obviously. So we're trying to keep them out of it. But that's the building right there that we're looking at. They started some work on it, and then they kind of just stopped out of nowhere. So I wonder why that is. So let's go get a close-up look. We gotta get back across the street again. Across the street really wasn't that bad. So we're just gonna go into the park side and stay in the public park, because you gotta be on public property in order to film these kind of properties. So what other more public than a public park? So while we're at the public park, we can go up to the far end of the public park property on the fence line here and have a look at this. Who knows what? There's some fresh timber in there. Well, we're right up close to the building now. And I don't get it. Why did they gut all the windows out of it and not put any more in it? So yeah, let's take a look some more here. It is a little windy out. Look, you can see some color wallpaper up in the window there. That's pretty cool. It's like roses and like a garden almost. You see there's a door up here on this one. But I really don't understand why they did those windows but not these ones down here on the first floor. What's the deal with that? Right, approaching the back side of the property. That needs a little bit of love and care, but what old wooden structure doesn't? Back door looks like it's semi-open, but who knows? I'm not going to go check it. So obviously it's fenced off really well. You can't get in there. Old-time little refrigerator, little mower in the yard. But yeah, the door on the top is wide open up there. That's not safe. What if a kid did climb the fence and try to get in? Right there's the way to get in. That's not cool. They need to do something about securing this up a little bit better, I have to say. Other than that, we'll go up the steps here and I'll take another look. Maybe we'll get a better shot up here of what's going on. Oh wow, look. Like I said, there's a hole in the fence right here. You could walk right on through. Right on in. That's a window. I'm sorry, it's not a door. You go right on in the window if you really wanted to. As you see, I am standing on right here. Boom. Like I said, I'm not trespassing. I don't do that. But here we are on the public area. And this is usually where I take and fly the drone up and get a good shot around. As you see, there's a bunch of birds. But this is a beautiful area. Look at these wonderful homes in this area of the city of Shamokin. Sometimes, like I say, you get the good and the bad mixed together. And that's anywhere you go in the world. Not just in Pennsylvania, not just in the city of Shamokin, not anywhere in the United States. It's everywhere you go. So remember, just because I show you some of the bad properties doesn't mean there ain't beautiful properties like this around. Or even like those up the street that we just seen not too long ago up that way, actually. So let's crack on and see what else we can find. That reading the signage is a good thing. So 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. No trespassing. Believe it or not, the property this sits on used to be a school. And I actually have a picture I just seen recently on the internet, another page shared, of what the school used to look like. You see here. So I'll pop that up on the screen right now. And it would be from that corner over there that we see it. Looking this direction right now. Look at that, that's a nice view. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting Ralph back out. I want to see if we can fly over top of this in between the windows, get a nice little view. We do have lots of pesky birds in the area, so we're going to be cautious of that. So,
all right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Up we go. We're going to go about 75 feet. Here we are at 90. Yeah, we'll stick here around 94. But we'll take a look over here at the roof real quick. The pesky birds are staying away, thank goodness. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. A little bit of snow covered, nothing there. Chimney could use a little cap on it for protection there, but the roof don't look bad at all. Yeah, definitely pretty good. But yeah, you can see the back side of the property here a little bit more now from above. Look right in those doors there. But yeah, let's get the drone back down here in a second. Looks like I'm having an issue with the battery. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring it back down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for today. It is extremely cold out here. I can't keep continuing on. I have to get home. I had a critically low battery once I got 50 feet in the sky over here, so I had to drop the drone back down, put a new battery in. So I got a flight in, got a little bit of footage. We'll see what I could use and what I can't use. The birds cooperated to stay away from the drone, so the red deterrent works on it. But yeah, I didn't catch that right away. I did see the red blinking light on my drone before I launched it and didn't think much of it. Well, now I know for next time to be more aware, and I know better, so at least nothing bad happened. So until next time, y'all, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, checking out the city of Shamokin. There'll be more on this series and other cities as well around this coal region, but for now, there's plenty here in the coal region that's real close to me in the city of Shamokin. So we'll cover this area. So until next time, y'all, rise above, track on.